Hello Bangaloreans, good morning. Today in the hot seat with me is Mr. P. Manivannan, the Managing Director of BESCOM, Bangalore's power supply provider. He has a reputation as a tough and upright officer, a reformer IS officer, an engineer bureaucrat, a people-friendly bureaucrat. In all the posts that he has held so far, he has managed to bring in reforms and transparency. These attributes have made his transfers controversial. His transfer from Hubli Dharwad Corporation evoked public protests, while his transfer from Mysore City Corporation led to street demonstrations by citizens. Will he end the menace of frequent power shutdowns in Bangalore? Will he drive some sense into lethargic and corrupt officials in his department? Will he make BESCOM consumer friendly? Let me, on behalf of you Bangaloreans, fire these questions at the man in the hot seat. Welcome, Mr. Manivannan.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Manivannan, Bangalore has been facing acute power shortage. The government has been purchasing power at a higher cost, at a huge cost, to meet the city's demands. Where lies the problem? Is there no remedy? What is the latest on power supply and demand?
There is a gap between the demand and the supply. When we say shortage, for example, last year if I consumed 100 units, this year I continue to consume 100 units, and if somebody is not able to supply, then you say that there is a acute shortage. But when I consume 100 last year, I go on to consume 150 this year, then it becomes difficult for supplier to provide that. So therein lies the gap. You might say that why are you not guessing that we are going to consume 150? Oh, you are trying to do it, but we have a problem in that. For example, if I guess you are going to have 150 and for some reason you end up at 130, the 20 units, the Auditor General is going to haul me up and show that I am purchased extra and wasted the public money. So I walk on a tight rope actually. So that's why we get into such situations.
But is there no remedy, Mr. Manivannan?
There is a remedy, sir, actually. The remedy is in more transparency. If BESCOM or any government organization goes for a voluntary disclosure, say every week we tell that what we are doing, how much amount we are spending, then nobody will have any doubt on what you are doing. When our intentions are not in doubt, then I get more autonomy to do what I want.
Mr. Manivannan, time and again citizens face power shutdowns, that too unscheduled power shutdowns.
Correct.
Every time some or the other excuse is put out. Do we have to live with this menace forever?
I would say that nobody should be forced to live in this menace. And if at all we are going for unscheduled power cut, there are two categories. One is the category which nobody is under the control, and second part we can do much better. And I should say that I would take the responsibility or the blame for not able to tell you beforehand that when is going to be the load shedding. The first category is when a fault or emergency happens, which is in nobody's control. There we are unable to tell you. 50% of the power cut are because of unforeseen circumstances. The line snaps, or the other day one squirrel went into the transformer, it short the circuit and there was a fault. But when there is a shortage of power, when we have to ration power, that time it is my duty to call you up and tell you. Now, one thing is, to be very frank, we people are not prepared, in the sense we are not prepared in minute wise what is going to be the next 10 minutes scenario, which needs a computer to do the work. Unfortunately, it has taken a long time for BESCOM to computerize its operations. Even now, we are not completely computerized. We still depend on manually a local officer telling that, sir, next 1 hour I am going to cut this, going to shut down the power on this side. I ask him, why don't you put a computer and let the computer decide which side which we are going to power cut, and the computer can tell the person through the SMS what we can do. But they say, sir, it will take time, because we can change the machines, but not the men actually who are manning the machine. So it takes time. We wanted to put this SMS based information by this year itself. We are delayed by almost 5 months. I am hoping that at least for January we will be able to get the information in advance, at least 1 hour in advance.
The only country in the world, I think, we talk about squirrels or rats entering into a power station in trips, and the entire city, high-tech city like Bangalore, goes without power.
Yeah.
Mr. Manivanan, you have to crack the whip, not on squirrels, on human beings.
Yeah, I take this. We hope that one day we'll be able to have enclosures like you have in Europe. If you go to Europe, sir, transformers can't be seen because either they're kept underground or they're kept in completely enclosed spaces actually. So people can't have access to transformer. Here, if you go with a long rod somewhere, you are sure to touch some transformer somewhere if you walk in the street.
So we are still in the medieval age.
Yeah, we need a lot of money to
Mr.
invest on this.
Manivanan, you are an upright officer. You must change this till you are there in Bescom.
Attempts are definitely on way.
Mr. Manivanan, most of the time, the main reason that is given for power cuts is maintenance.
Right.
Every time I see in newspaper that power won't be there
Correct.
between 10 and particular time because of maintenance work. If maintenance work is done at such frequent intervals, by this time power supply should have been smooth. Isn't maintenance just a ruse to cut power?
Okay, the frank answer will be actually no. But yes, maintenance can be done in a better, efficient manner. We take 8 hours to do the maintenance, which I think ideally can be done in 4 hours by employing more manpower. Our old rules and regulation, as you are aware, you have watched the government in a very close quarters. Nobody want to take the risk. Suppose for the same maintenance, they are spending 100 rupees, having 10 people. I say bring 30 people, spend 300 rupees, and your power shutdown is brought by 50%. They say, no sir, tomorrow somebody will ask why I spent more money. I mean, customers are your king actually, you say. Then you shouldn't think about spending this much of money for maintenance work.
Have you implemented that now?
We are successful. Now, finally, we are able to convince the other officers. Okay. For the first time, we are going to take up a maintenance schedule with 4 hours from November onwards. We are cut down by 50%.
So it won't be from 10 to 4
It
whole
won't be
day
10,
power.
it's only for 4 hours. But they have told me a caveat. They said that, Mr. Manivannan, we will allow this for 3 months and see. If you are able to do well without any problem, no accident, etc., we'll continue it.
How dare they threaten the boss himself?
No, not my I won't say some of my colleagues actually. It has even come from the other agencies involved because it's not only electricity. When we cut down power, a lot of other people are involved. All of them said, okay, we are ready for 4 hours, but ensure that nothing goes wrong. So I've taken the risk on myself. Let's see.
Good. I think you can get it done.